you take your blanket and you just maybe make a little roll, just one little roll that is going to go right into the back of the head, the small little curve back here. I would even flip it around so that it stays under. And then we want our strap nearby. And if you have more pillows right now around, or if you have a chair even, something that you can put your calves up on, you're going to take your pillows and kind of build things a little bit higher so that you can have the lower back more lengthened when you're lying back. So if you have anything you have at all, as long as it helps you to bring the legs up, as long as it helps you to not need to effort, that's what we're going for our first few minutes. Great, so take your time. And we're going to come to lay back, and you can adjust as you come back down and discover kind of where things should be for you and your body. And the key is we just want to make it super comfortable. Nice. And then once you have discovered the positioning that suits you best right now in terms of anything at all to take up and to fill up any spaces between the body and the earth. So I'm trying to get my lower back to have less of a curve so that it gets to relax and flatten a little. I'm trying to fill the little curve behind the neck so that my neck doesn't have to effort and that it feels kind of cozy and snuggled up against. And then we're even going to shimmy the shoulders and bring the shoulder blades under. Great, and then let's rest the elbows on the ground and just place the hands on the belly, over the belly. Just wherever feels good. They can be stacked on top of each other, or they can be higher, lower, just whatever works for your body today. And if you're finding that having your hands on the belly doesn't suit you today, you can also just relax the arms to the sides. So as you know, it's always your choice, and you're just here to listen to what's within. So then we'll close the eyes, and we'll just let ourselves take a moment during this day, this hot, busy day, to just kind of let the beautiful, cooler air of the room flow in through the nose. And as you exhale, just simply releasing the breath. And it can be through your mouth as you exhale, it can be through your nose. Just feel what feels right today. There's nothing else we have to do here. We're going to take a nice full minute to just let ourselves feel the weight of the body, releasing as we continue to stay here, and feeling the weight of the bones releasing towards the earth, and feeling the weight of the shoulders relaxing towards the earth. And to feel the weight of the legs just releasing, fully supported by the earth. And as you continue to simply be here, letting the eyes soften, letting the eyelids soften, letting the lips soften. Letting your breath be natural. So it's simply your natural breath right now. There's no need to be deliberate or to manipulate your breath. And as you continue to breathe to simply notice your natural breath. Notice how it can be interesting or enjoyable to make that space to just be a relaxed observer. So let's notice the breath, the feeling of the breath, without any agenda, any need to label it as good or bad. Just simply notice the shape of your breath as it flows in and out of your body. In and out of the body. And as you allow the joints, the bones, the muscles, the organs, the mind to continue to relax, gently allow yourself to notice sounds around you in the room. Notice sounds that are a little further away. And allow those sounds to simply be, to allow yourself to just notice. Then bring your awareness a little closer, still just hearing sound, not right next to you, but a little closer. Is there another layer of sound? Then let's gently tune our awareness a little closer, listening to sounds that are within you. Notice maybe the body is creating some sound. Notice that you might even be able to hear your own breathing. Maybe even the feeling in the joints, that moving as you breathe. Notice if you can hear a little more the sound of the heart. We'll relax for another minute, just allowing ourselves to release the body to its earth and to allow the mind to rest on sound. There's nothing else to have to do. With each arising, with each sound or sensation that you notice, gently tell yourself that you're allowing whatever you notice to be there. There's no need to fight against it or to grasp it. Just noticing. The last minute here, I will be silent so that you can truly listen. notice as like and dislike arises, that you also have the choice to just allow. Notice how it feels when you make any of those choices, the like, dislike, or allowing. Great. And then gently just letting the eyes float open. You're gonna bring out arms overhead and just lengthen out the arms behind you. Still bring your shoulder blades under, and then maybe start bringing the legs closer in and then extending the legs away too, and just stretch away in these directions, all the way out through your fingertips and all the way out through your toes. We'll take a few breaths there. Great, and then simply relax. Nice. From here, we're gonna grab our strap and let's bend the right knee in. So we'll take the belt gently around the right foot and just letting the right leg extend towards the air. We'll take our time to do this, so there's no hurry. And maybe loosely wrap the belt around your hands. And then we'll let the weight of the arms again relax back towards the earth. So the least amount of efforting, even if possible, to let the elbows rest right against the earth. And little by little, we're just going to let the right hip release here. Maybe micro bend your right knee if that feels better. And let's not push it already to the edge. Let's just hang out here and take 3 breaths here. So just like earlier when your breath was completely free and you just let yourself really be in a natural rhythm with your breath. Let's hang out here and just breathe naturally. Just notice your breath. Great. And then maybe if there's a little more room now, you're going to wrap the belt just one more time loosely around your hands so that you bring the leg a little closer to yourself. And even as you bring the leg in a little closer, we're going to keep the right hip released. So the right hip is just chilling, relaxed against the earth. And notice your right outer hip. Bring your awareness to the right outer hip. Take a deep breath into your right outer hip. And as you exhale, let it relax too. Great. The hands are not efforting. We're just hanging out here. And over the next 10 breaths, as gravity continues, maybe we'll bring the leg a little closer in towards ourselves. So today, because we're going to approach things in a more yin way, especially notice our tendency to go as far as we can. And in yoga, there's really nothing to prove. You're really here for self-care, to really love your body just as it is. So let's relax the shoulders, ease off a little from that edge. Just play around with discovering what your body is allowing right now and what gravity is allowing right now. Take 5 more breaths like this, just gently allowing the breath to flow deeply in. And gently allowing the breath to flow completely out. Keep the eyes soft. It helps to keep the mind soft, keep the mind relaxed. A few more breaths, just noticing what might happen if we just allow. Great. Then from here, just gently take the belt into the left hand, so both strands, and again wrapping as you see fit for access and ease. And then we're going to take the right arm out to the side and just draw the right leg over the body towards the left. Great. For some of you, it might feel nice to bend the left knee and to let the right leg cross over a little bit more. Nice. So the outer left shin can be resting on the pillows that you're using or on your mat. Nice. And then whatever feels good for your neck right now. Maybe it's turning your head to the left. Maybe it's turning the head to the right. Or just continuing to be as you are. So as you check into what feels right for you, knowing that it's all part of the process of discovering. So there's actually no right or wrong way to do this. You have to feel what's the right way for you. And we're going to hang out here for at least a minute. So micro bend the right knee if that feels good. And breathe here. If for any reason holding in this shape feels like it would be much better with support, you can move your bolsters under your right foot. So you can even have that leg completely supported if that feels better. So we'll continue to just hang out here, just breathe here. And for those of us with busy minds, this is when you really notice, I don't know, some people love to call this the monkey mind, but you're going to notice there's a jungle in there. So if you notice that it's a jungle in there, again, this is the practice. This is such a great practice for both training our mind and helping the body at the same time. So just let those busy thoughts be there. See if you can just take a step back. Notice that they exist. And just observe. Or if it's too much to watch your thoughts objectively, watch your sensations. Feel the sensations that are happening right now for you in the right hip and the right leg. Just breathing here. And in a lot of other practices, Hatha yoga actually means forceful yoga. We are deliberately engaging muscles, we're tensing and relaxing different opposing muscles at the same time. But for Yin Yoga, we try to just be like water and just flow, just not effort, just be natural. So we're going to take 10 more breaths here. Then in your own time, you're gently bending the right leg. And then we're going to extend the leg just along the props that you were using again. Or your mat, wherever you are. And then now let's completely again just let go, just relax onto the supports. And let's notice the right leg. And compare it with the left leg. And being a chi detective, notice if you sense anything, any flow, any difference, especially something subtle that could be happening there. Great. And then let's bring the right knee in towards ourselves. And take the strap again around the right leg. Oops. Carefully. Take the strap around your right leg. Hand is just holding onto the belt wherever, again, is most comfortable for you. And then we're going to take the right leg out to the side. Right leg goes to the right side, and then you notice the left hip starts to fly up and away. You want to first make sure the left hip stays in place. So we'll keep the left hip where it is, and then let the right leg just come out a little more to the side. Now if you're noticing that for this shape, having the leg out to the side feels like you would really like some support, again, you're going to take your bolsters right under the right foot so that you can have some support right under, and you don't even need to effort there. So we're going to hang out here too for a couple of minutes. We're still not doing our super long holds yet, but we're practicing to get into that state of just letting things unfold in their own time. Breathing into this, continuing to notice anything that is tensing at all for you to be here. Anything that is tensing, as you bring your awareness back to it, allowing it to deliberately relax. Great. Take another minute, just letting ourselves breathe here. And if you don't usually get to take the time to enjoy breathing, just really getting to relish breathing right now. So we begin with the back of the leg, and that's where the kidney, urinary, bladder channels are. And then we also did our outer leg where the gallbladder channels are. And now we're working on the inner leg where the liver meridians are. So just helping to stimulate chi to these channels in support of our wellness. We'll take 3 more breaths here, really relishing each in-breath and out-breath. And gently bend the right knee in, and we'll remove the belt and release the right leg towards the bolster. And again, making yourself comfortable. Just hang out here, recording with sensation. What has happened? Notice left leg versus the right leg. Notice if you can sense any tingling, any sense of pulsation, any sense of things opening up. Great. And then we're going to bend the left knee in. And do the same for the left leg. So we'll extend the left leg up towards the sky. Loosely wrap the belt around your hands. And again, same thing, helps your nervous system not to be put into a state of confrontation. Let's micro bend that left knee. Let's let the weight of the arms simply release, even elbows on the floor if that's comfortable, if the belt's long enough. And then just bringing it in so that there is a slight edge, but not aggressive edge. Great. And then let's take a big breath in and exhale completely. Nice. Take a couple more breaths like that, just allowing yourself, your awareness to relax with each out breath. And as we continue to hang out here for another couple of minutes, let your shoulders be completely relaxed. Check in again to let the face stay soft. If the mind jungle is bouncing everywhere, bring yourself back to sensation, or bring yourself back to anything that you can focus on. It could be your breath, it could be sound, it could just be softly looking forward. So anything at all that allows you to give the mind a simple job while you stay on letting gravity in this yin shape now just help you to open up and to release through the kidney meridian, the urinary bladder meridians. So Yin Yoga is based on Chinese medicine, and it's said that when you release more of this channel here, you're also letting go of fear. So each breath that you let go of anything that you tend to hold back from in your life, you want to just let it move out through the out breath. It's a nice way to visualize the release at the same time. Great. With every breath, as we continue, give a little more room, a little more spaciousness. Feels like it's there, that it has emerged. Then gently letting the leg come a little closer. Take about 10 more breaths here. Let's take one more deep breath in and exhale completely. So now I've moved my bolsters over to my right side to just show you our gallbladder opening with more support. So when you're ready, you're going to take your belts, both of them, just loosely again around your right hand. And we're going to just bring the leg over to your right side. So now I'm resting my leg onto the supports. You can even bend your right knee so you feel a little more supported here. So right knee, right outer shin is just bent and relaxed against the earth. And now if you have your bolsters there and if it feels nice and you feel supported, you can even release the belt. You can do it without the belt and just open up the arms. Relax the arms wherever you like them. And then just again choosing which way the head is going to be the most supported or feeling the most relaxation or opening. That is still a relaxing opening. I'm going to hang out here for a couple of minutes. Just breathing into this, finding whatever is easeful, even relaxing a little more, so not making it too tight. Because Yin Yoga is a good place for us to practice meditation. Just notice that if you are used to the idea that, I guess it's a little bit of a myth, but if you're used to the idea that you need to clear your mind and that you need to be not thinking thoughts when you're meditating, it's a really good place right now in Yin Yoga to know that it's totally not true and that you do not need to clear your mind. The more you try to clear your mind, the more your mind will fill with ideas. So instead, we're going to give our mind a job. We're going to again train our awareness on sensation or on sound or on breath. Or if you're brave and you want to venture into sitting in this position with your thoughts, you can do that too. But just give yourself another option. So when you're thinking, when the jungle is bustling, see if you can take the job of somebody who is here to maybe sit on a tree, sit on a bough, and just look at everything that's happening. It's like a curious observer. Like, oh, that's that thought that I like to think maybe 1,000,000 times a day. And it seems like nothing has changed from thinking it. So I just observe how many times it seems to like to come out. And creating a little more distance, noticing that some thoughts are worry thoughts, some thoughts are to-do list thoughts. You can make little labels of detachment for those thoughts. Great. We're going to transition from here to bring ourselves into the liver meridian variation of this. So you can take your props wherever you like, or if you want something under your leg on this side too, you can bring your props in place over to your left, and we'll extend the leg up. Right knee can be bent, and then you can extend your leg to the other side. So it doesn't look like you need as much, so we'll take however much you need, extending the leg to the side, relaxing, open. Right leg can be in any shape or form that supports you here. Hand again, not efforting. Shoulders not efforting. It's actually really nice to have a little support under the left thigh. So again, closing your eyes if that feels nice. And then choosing to be an observer with humor and curiosity. Just notice. Practicing not taking the jungle thoughts too seriously. We'll stay here for a minute. As you breathe, you can imagine the meridians being cleared. Feel the breath flowing from the inner groin all the way along the leg to the left big toe. And as you exhale, imagine the breath traveling back up towards the center of the pelvis. Nothing else to have to do. Great, we'll take 3 more breaths here, deeply breathing in and completely releasing the breath. And because it's the liver meridian, again, when you're releasing, you're going to be extra gentle. We're just going to micro bend the knee and then bring your leg back to the center. Everything is undisturbed. We're going to extend the legs again. Just make yourself comfortable again. And we'll be a chi detective on this side, just noticing. And now this time, as you kind of drink in the information about your left side, and then compare that to the right side, and check out if it feels like both sides are more online now with your awareness. Take a few more breaths here, just really letting the body be, letting everything be. Great. And then especially when you're practicing yin, again, everything is more subtle. So when we turn to the side, we're going to be, again, extra gentle. It's just not like extra careful, not like you're getting more concerned about everything, but just gentle. And we'll bring ourselves up to set up our props for the next shape. And if you have gone to kind of a more internal place of your practice, that is very beautiful. So feel free to hang out and stay in there. You know, to do anything except just follow along. It's not a conversation with me, but with your body, with your mind. Then we're going to set up our props this way now. We're going to have one pillow more in front and one more in the back, so that it's almost like two props that will have a little gap in the middle for your arms. So when you're ready, I'll just show you with 2 cushions too, And you might discover that you want more cushions, so you might end up with 2 cushions for the top one and 2 cushions for the bottom one. But basically they're just like this. Yeah, and the middle part here, we're going to be putting out arms. So I'm going to show you facing forward what it looks like, because I think you'll see better than me over there. And just going to press this as usual. Okay, let's do this. So I'm going to take the bolsters here. And I'm going to come to lay forward. So maybe the belly is going to rest on the bottom cushions of the bolsters. Then you have 2 options. Either you're going to crisscross your arms. So you can take the right arm under the left. And then you will put them into the space between your pillows. And the other pillow, you're going to rest your forehead on. So you might come forward a little bit more, whatever you need, and you're going to keep moving the arms away from each other as you come to lay forward. And then for some of you, maybe you find that this is quite accessible and quite easy, and you might want to lower your props. You might not need anything that high. You could even go right against the mat in this pose. And for some of you, that's going to feel like it's a lot. If it's a lot, feel free to do just one arm. So just the right arm, left arm can be forward, and forehead relaxing onto your mat. So your bolsters or your pillows are right there, one for the forehead, one for the belly. If you'd rather have your knees bent and take child's pose, you can do that too. I'm going to show this too from this side, just so that if you need another view, you'll be able to see it. So this is a pretty strong shape for a stretch. So if it feels like a lot, just try one side. Or come into child's pose with one arm under you, kind of crossing the body instead. I'll show that option too. But just to show this one, if you have more pillows, even take one under your shins. So you're going to lay forward, right arm underneath, left arm on top. Wriggle the elbows away from each other. And then forehead resting onto the bolster. It will feel like more if you wriggle forward a little more over the arms. So more of the chest over the arms. So you're going to check in and see what works for you. It's very likely that some of you will like it without the bolster under the head. So play with it. You might even try it with no bolsters, as I said. And I'm going to show one more option that might be the one that you prefer today. So that will be child's pose with the right arm underneath you and right cheek onto the mat. Left arm can just rest over the right or on your right hip. We're going to stay a couple of minutes for this one on each side. This is a shoulder opener. We're working with the heart and lung meridians. Meridians for joy, for enjoyment and the embracing of life. So just with each breath here, as you continue to let the hands, the elbows continue to draw away from each other, to let the weight of the body release towards the arms, breathing into the shoulder blades, relaxing the neck, just letting the body relax towards the earth. you check in with your breath and you find that the breath has become quicker, sharper, then maybe you went into an edge that was too intense for today, then you want to adjust, put more pillows under the forehead and under the belly. This is really quite a great way to get into those deep places, but you have to be gentle with yourself when trying that. So another minute here of just allowing and being with. Be with your breath and the sensation. And focus on one breath at a time. Take about 10 more breath cycles here, letting each breath cycle be as round as you can. So breathing in, feeling prana through fingertips all the way to the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, any tension from the shoulder blades, just releasing out through the breath, exiting through the fingertips. Great. And then when you're ready, in your own time, and we want to come out of this quite gently, you're going to just slowly bring the elbows kind of against the earth more. And then gently bending the knees, drawing the hips back. Take a moment and stretch out in child's pose. Take your second pillow under your head. We'll just hang out in child's pose here, relaxing the heart towards the earth. And then when you're ready, we'll come into the other side slowly. So I hope you were feeling okay with that one. If not, feel free to wave at me. Now we're going to come forward again, belly on the bolster. This time, left arm beneath the right arm, just to switch it up. And again, we're extending the backs of the arms along the earth. And then tuck your toes a little, bring yourself forward so you can bring your forehead onto the top bolster. And then we're going to hang out here and just breathe into the shoulder blades. And Again, if you're finding that either very easy and you want to go a little deeper and remove the bolsters if you want to kind of make it a little more, or if it was a lot, then we're going to take child's pose twist instead, which is just coming back into child's pose with the hips against the heels, left arm across your mat, left cheek on the mat, and right hand to the left hip. So these are all great options, and they're all targeting the shoulders very nicely. And once you're in the shape, there's nothing else you have to do. You're just going to breathe and be. And again, if the mind gets busy and attempts to problem solve while you're engaged physically in the shape, just let your mind know that at the moment there is nothing that needs to be resolved. And that we're just going to leave it off the mat and come back to yourself, to your breath. We're staying for 2 minutes here too. Notice the shape of the breath. Notice the flavor of the sensation. Take about 10 more breath cycles here. Just enjoying the breath, one breath at a time. Great, and 3 more breaths. Smooth, deep breath in. Smooth, deep breath out. Great, and then in your own time, gently release. And again, bringing yourself slowly back and come back through to child's pose. Your knees apart, stretched out arms, forehead supported. let the hips release towards your heels. We'll take 5 more breaths here. If you notice any tension in the neck or shoulders, ease off a little bit. Bring your elbows a little closer towards yourself. And take 3 really easy breaths here. Great. And then from here, walking your hands back towards yourself. We're going to come back to using our little blanket or pillow that was under the neck, under the head. You're going to take your strap with you. If you have pillows, you can put maybe one on either side of you right now. And also have your props for Shavasana ready. If you have more props, the thing that you might like under your calves or your knees can be there too. Then we're going to come back to lying down, and we're going to come into cat catching its tail. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. You'll be lying back down, and your bottom leg, you're going to turn to your right side. So your right leg, you're going to swing back, and your left leg, you're going to swing forward. So I have a prop under my left leg so that my left leg has even less to have to do. If it's a reach to grab the right foot with your left hand, take your belt around the right foot, and we're going to hold the foot like this here. So, or the hand can hold the foot directly, opening the top of the right shoulder to face the sky, the front of the right shoulder facing the sky. Right arm can be extended to your side, or right hand can hold the left outer foot. Great. And then as you adjust a little bit here, as you make yourself more comfortable, if you're finding that this is feeling quite okay for you, you can even play with coming back a little bit, releasing your head back, releasing your shoulder, left shoulder back, and just leaning back into this. Great. You're going to extend the left leg, draw the right heel towards the right hip. It doesn't have to connect. It doesn't have to reach. It's simply directionally, that is the direction that we're drawing the leg in. Great. Then we're just going to breathe here for a minute together. Nice. And if this feels very effortful right now, just release holding the top leg. Nice. Closing your eyes again, relax the shoulder back, nothing else to have to do. The head, the neck should feel supported by the prop that you're using. The mid back, kind of enjoy receiving this ringing out, letting the right calf enjoy the sense of opening, awareness, sensation. The left outer leg also opening, sensation. Great, we'll take 10 more breath cycles here. summer and the windows are open, you can hear sounds from everywhere. Just allowing all of that. I'm not sure if you can hear my neighbor who repairs race cars. He has his music kind of blasting right now. Great. And then slowly we're going to release. Coming to the other side. So come through the center. You're going to turn to your left side now. And your bottom leg is the one that you're going to catch. And you're going to bend the bottom knee. You're going to open the leg back. And the top leg, we're going to either hold the outer edge up as we extend to the left side with the right leg. Or just resting the right leg onto the bolster. And just releasing. So actually conveniently, this bolster is going to hold my arms. I'm just going to let it do that. So either connecting with the belt or directly holding your foot. And we're just going to breathe here. Only if it feels good for your neck, you're going to let yourself release the head back more and open the front of the right shoulder up to the sky more. And so just 1 minute here, really letting the shape do its magic. And once you're in your interpretation of the shape, everything else will take place all by itself. This one targets quite a lot of different areas. And importantly, the front of the quadriceps is our stomach spleen channels, where we tend to hold our worries. So with each breath here, we're just practicing letting go just a little bit at a time. So no rush, not tight, not strained, not over-efforting. We'll hang out here for 10 more full breaths. Three more beautiful full breaths, round breaths, complete in, complete out, relishing. One more breath here. Beautiful. And then gently release. So we can remove the belt now and just let it go wherever you like. And we're coming into Shavasana. So whatever feels best for you right now with your props, bringing the arms back to rest against the earth, bringing the back to rest against the earth. Closing the eyes, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, really arriving into that space, that spaciousness. And over the next little while here, just taking your time to drift into that spaciousness, drop by drop, coming back home to yourself. And ring the bell to let you know when Shavasana is complete. So just be and just enjoy. little more time, feel free to stay a few more minutes in your Shavasana. Taking a deep breath in, and any movements and stretching out that you feel like doing in this moment. And just drinking in that breath, find your way back to any comfortable seat with your eyes softly closed. And we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart and bow towards our hearts. And let's chant Om to seal our practice. So taking a breath in. Namaste.